Live on BayLifeRadio.com.
Bay
Welcome to the throwback.
Bay
Thank you,
Live,
DJ Feel the Real, for taking us through the musical stratosphere. Oh, it's not over. We finna get in your earpiece a little bit deeper. We got a special guest coming up. My man AK from Mac and AK. If you ain't know it, let me lace your boots right here. Right?
Bay Live.
Stay tuned. Live on BayLifeRadio.com. After this song, we're going to talk to AK, see what's going on. Really going on. Shouts out to the pioneers that paved the way for good music.
I'm pissed to break it off as I come through the door. Fuck what you heard, you best to act like you know. Cause if you don't know, then I suggest you mash out. Leave a nigga assed out, woozy from the shells that I pass out. Cause the drama ain't accepted by your truth. I repeat, nigga, you best to act like you knew. On the street, what's the fucking word for the day? Bring your heat, especially if you live in PA. Cause niggas busting shots, not only with Glocks, but them Eagles. And while my Latin niggas drive Regals, I used to drive a 7.3 cut till it broke down, then it got stolen, and now it's in the impound. But my boy got the golden black Mustang, hitting corner sideways, letting nuts hang. Through the mid, flooding in the G, the Ville in your P, getting torn up in the C. Over the ramp, I'm sliding down the ramp, hitting rub, avoiding 5-0, trying to run up on some D-dub. That's dirty work, just in case you forgot. But AK ripped this track while I'm hitting this pot, right? I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this, biatch. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this.
It's a brand new funk, in fact. Cause the Mac got the funky fat tracks. Everybody in the hood's gonna be bumping that. I thought you knew, I'm giving no clues. Am I supposed to? I smoke true and drink more brew than my folks do. Let me show you how it's done on the west side. Niggas rolling vest and jet to the next side. Getting gone is the motto and swallowing the act right. Drinking whole bottles when your Mac's right. Bitches act like they wanna fuck cause they run amok. I gives a fuck about a tramp. Bust a nut and then I vamp over the ramp to see what my niggas up to. The cops like to bust you, so I'ma have to rush through and get the 411 on the barbecue. I heard it's gonna be jumping and a nigga like me hardly knew. That's how we do it in the Bay, cause we nothing nice. I'm coming tight, rolling dice, can't be faded, right?
I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this, right? I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake
Push the
this.
zap zone overload and roll a stove with some older hoes sliding through the motherfucking scene on them stolen votes. Through PA with no delay. Make way to the liquor store to get yourself some E&J. Now find a spot to get your Mac on. Playing dominoes with them crack bones while the funky track's on. I guess my hustle on daily. Never hang with the shady type cause them hoes ain't ladylike.
Maybe you like to chill with AK and Mac. Hit the way in fact Alizé mixed with that can have you toe back. But that's the way that we supposed to. A true soldier with the truth meaning doja. So go ahead and let your folks hit that brute while I spit gang about this EPA click thing. I thought you knew about the MLB, cause we be major league ballin', I know you feel me, right? I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this, biatch. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this.
So, let's see what's up with AK from Mac and AK. We gonna make a phone call. We gonna call him. Hop on BayLifeRadio.com.
Bay Life! Bay Life! Bay Life! Bay Life! Bay Life!
Oh, yeah, we're going to put the call in.
Good.
Hey, how you doing? Can I speak to AK?
It's AK, fam.
Hey, what it do, AK? This DJ Igor Beats from Bay Life Radio.
What's going on with you, man?
Oh, man, chilling, man. Glad you could take my call.
Oh, for sure.
That's what's up. So what it is every Thursday, you know Jeff Quan, the genius, he always hook us up with great icons in the music game, such as yourself. And we get a chance to chop it up with them and see how the music game been treating them.
Oh, that's what's up, man. I see you got the old school playing in the background.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yes,
so
sir.
gangster.
Yeah, man. What's good with it, though, man?
Oh, man, it's all good. Everything is beautiful. Just wanted you to tell the Bay Life Radio world a little bit about what AK got going on and how he made a dent in the hip-hop industry.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what's up, man. You know, started off with Mac and AK. I'm AK from the group, Mac and AK from out of East Palo Alto. We started a group in around 1993. You know what I'm saying? Mac was the one that was behind the whole movement. And let me first off by saying, Mac is actually my twin brother. You know what I'm saying? We're fraternal twins, but he passed away in 2013.
Oh,
November 2013. So he's the one that got me started. He was originally with a group called Blackjack. They were signed to can't think of the name of the label at this point, but anyway, they had a record deal. One of them did a lot of production for Spice One's earlier stuff. And then we formed our own group around 93, and we got with a guy from East Palo Alto who was hustling and stuff like that. He was a manager. He saw our vision, and eventually we ended up getting signed to Tommy Boy Records in '95. So that's basically the start of Mac and AK, and then we put out a 7-song EP, a maxi EP. While we're on Boys, basically is the setup called Westbound for Riders Only, and we had a number of songs on there that a lot of people like. The song that you playing is one of them, and then we had another song on there called Ballin' that a lot of people like, and we got a lot of exposure on that. And then while we was on Tommy Boy put out a soundtrack for this movie called Nothing to Lose at 96, and we ended up, I believe it was 97, correction. We ended up getting a song on there with Mac Mall called Way Too Soft, so you got a gold record out of that. And then at a certain point, Tommy Boy just wasn't working out for us, so we started putting out our own album. So our first independent release was an album called Money Rhymes, which we did in, I believe it was 2002. And then we came with Hustle Music in 2004. And then we came with Legendary in 2007. So that brings you up to our most recent release. But we also did a number of mixtapes with a bunch of guys, Demolition Men and DJ Maniacal and a bunch of other cats as well.
Oh, man, that's family right there, DJ Maniacal. Ah, man.
Yeah, man, that's going back. I know he's still doing this thing, you know what I'm saying? So as for me, we continue to do music up until probably around 2010, and then we kind of went on hiatus for a while. My brother ended up getting sick, and then unfortunately, God took him in 2013. But as for me, I decided to leave the Bay Area at the end of 2018, and I moved to Arizona. Property out here is way cheaper. You know what I'm saying? It's close to Phoenix. Where I live is close to Phoenix, so it's not necessarily Bay Area, but it's live out here as well. You know what I'm saying? A little slower, but they still got their own little things going out here, man. But I've been in Arizona since December 2018.
That's what's up, man. Well, first off, prayers for strength for the family, man.
For sure.
I can't even imagine how big that loss is, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely with you in your head and your heart, so you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. He the one that got me into it, man. Because of him, man, we did a lot of different stuff, man, in terms of travel and shows and music. performance. I mean, we did songs with shit, Mac Mall, The Game, you know what I mean, Above the Law, you know what I'm saying, the name E40, I mean, shit, I mean, the name goes, it just goes and goes, you know what I'm saying, Lil Rick out of Richmond, you know what I'm saying, JT the Bigger Figure. See, one thing about Mac, man, Mac was he was a hustler, but not only that, he had a good mouthpiece, you know what I'm saying, so a lot of people just gravitated toward him, so a lot of stuff we got done, niggas, you know, we didn't have to really come out of the pocket too much for it because it was just on the strength, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, it was a blessing for him being my brother and also a blessing for him in the group because he produced all the songs we did, you know what I'm saying? And so, we had a good group, you know, we did our own lyrics and shit like that, but he was a good organizer and stuff in terms of, I was more on the business side, you know what I mean? Right. And he was the one that was like the front man, you dig?
For sure. You gotta have the brains and the bronze. You know?
Exactly, man. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, he gonna always be with us in heart and spirit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, right now, man, just trying to keep this shit pushing. You know, with this COVID-19 nonsense going on, man. So I hope you good too, man. I hope everybody out there in the Bay doing good as well.
Yeah, man. Hey, we trying to think through it. That's all you can do, man. You know, it seems like they're not answering the questions that really need to be answered.
Nah, man. But at this point, man, it's one of those situations where, you know, people argue if it's a man-made disease or whatever it is. But you know, it's people dropping dead, so we need to really pay attention to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And stay out the way if you can.
Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand the people, they want to know, you know, they want to blame somebody or fault somebody, but at this point, we got to get a hold to it. We got to stop it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you can talk about all that other nonsense after, man. In the meantime, stay out the way and keep yourself safe. That's the main part. Then we can come up with all the conspiracies and, you know, all the stuff gonna come out at the end of the day anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Real spill, for real.
That's what's up. So what questions do you have for your boy, man? You got some questions for me, Sam?
Well, I mean, you know what? I would really want to ask you. I like asking the veterans in the music game, you know what I'm saying, about the business side of the industry. How was it? Because, see, I deal with a lot of upcoming artists, and I joke with them, but I'm serious when I say it because, you know, you can't talk to the youngsters too harsh. They a little too sensitive. They be they done whipped out on you. So you got to say it to them in a way that's kind of catchy. And I be trying to talk to them about being the artist and taking care of the business. You know what I'm saying? Being able to be on stage, but make sure all the paperwork is done. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Well, one thing as an artist is what we always did, and our manager instilled it to us at that time was, you know, pay for as much as you can with your own money. Create as much as a buzz as you can with your own money. Network as much as you can, because the more power you give to the record label, that's the less that you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? And back in the days, we didn't have social media. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have Spotify. We didn't have none of them platforms that people could jump on for almost nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And basically, you had to be out there hand to hand selling your CDs, passing out your posters, doing the signings. You know what I'm saying? Putting up your snipes on the buildings and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got to create that buzz and that awareness, because the record label is basically not looking to do any work. They got the money, but the less work they got to do, the more profitable it is for them. You know what I mean? They got what they call an A&R department. Their job is to help mold you and push you into direct marketing and all that kind of stuff. But in most cases, what they really are looking for is a group that's already hot, you know what I mean, regionally, you know what I'm saying, and they own regions, so they can take that and multiply it. So if you're already out there selling 10 to 15,000, 20,000, how many units, 50,000, whatever it is, they're looking to take what you got and make 500,000, but only give you 10% of that.
Exactly. Come on. You just described the robbery.
That's the whole point. It's better not even to get signed. You see these cats. One example I can think of, but I know is going through this right now, is that chick Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I mean? She's got all these hit records and stuff like that. But when you get stuck in a contract, it's not easy to get out of that. You can't go backwards and say, oh, well, this contract wasn't cool. You got to deal with that from the legal side. If you can't act ignorant and show up in there with guns and all that, they ain't going to do nothing but get you thrown in jail. So the main thing is to understand the business and do as much as you can. And if possible, you know what I'm saying, go the route like 40 did or Master P and just only get distribution if that's necessary. You know what I mean? Because then you're going to get, like, you know, back in the days, I'm sure it's less now, but back in the day, CDs. You know what I mean? CDs was going for like $12 or $13, whatever it was.
Right.
But if you make it $6, $7 a CD, that's a lot of money. And you don't have to sell as many units. So I think a lot of people need to realize in the music industry to create your buzz and put your records out yourself and don't go looking out for somebody to sign you. I mean, if you get to a certain point that you can't go no farther than what you're doing, then it's time for a label to kind of help you to get where you're trying to go. But try to let them take as less as they can. Like, you know what I'm saying? You handle the record label and the day-to-day shit, and then they just simply handle the distribution. That way you make more money, and anything that you do, because basically when you in a record contract, they just giving you an advance based on what your record sales are. And so if you buy a house, you buy a car, you do all this shit, you're already in the rear. So you're not going to be getting nothing else. After you advance, that's it. You know what I'm saying? And then your record sales come in, you're only getting 10%. You're going to come fuck around and see, you know what I'm saying, chump change back wondering where's your money. Where if you do it yourself, you can be self-made.
Exactly. You know, that's crazy because, dealing with a lot of young artists, I hear that, oh man, I don't want to mess with the companies because they rob you just because they give you a little money. They owe you way more. But, you know, my question is, how do you know how much you are owed if you spend it first?
Exactly. And you know, in a sense, they right to a certain extent, but the record company's in business to make money. They're not in the business to make you rich. It don't make no sense to put you in a position where they gonna make money. They gotta win. You know, even if you look at it from any other business like football or whatever, you see these guys getting these big deals and then they blow through their money and they broke. You know what I mean? The key is whatever money they give you, they making 100 times that. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be the one that's smart. You know what I mean? Get you an accountant. If you have to, get a manager who's gonna help steer you in the right way with lawyers and stuff like that, so you understand your contract and what you getting into. But the main thing is the way it is now, you could become a freaking overnight celebrity without a label at all. You know what I'm saying? You can get them YouTubes and all them views and Instagrams and all of that. That can translate directly into record sales. So you don't even have to go the whole label route at all. Because who's buying CDs now?
You know, that's another crazy discussion that we often have over here. To the point where sometimes we outside blowing and we'll just try to count how many cars that pass we think got a CD player still in it.
Exactly.
You know what
Ain't
I mean?
nobody know. You know, I'll buy a CD because I'm old school and I want that paper. I want the plastic in my hand. You know what I'm saying? But mostly people doing the, you know what I'm saying, all straight digital platforms. You know what I'm saying? And you can buy a song. You don't have to buy the whole album.
Right.
You know? And the crazy part about it is, even though they're not selling you a CD, the cost to get that album costs just as much as if they pressed it. Really, it should be less, right? Because once you produce that song and it's in the airwaves and you multiply it and you distribute it, it's only costing them once to get that song. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a CD. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no pressing. There's, you know what I'm saying? So
no
it's basically like they taking more money without the CD, to be honest.
They are robbing us, and we paying the same. And the cold part about it is, I'm old school as well. I remember that when you sold a CD back in the days, there was a certain part of it of your money that you didn't get because of damaged goods. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because they still take that out today, even for digital sales.
It's all basically, here's the thing. The digital world is a gift and a curse. The gift is you can be heard on any platform, anywhere. It's going to cost you less to produce it. But the curse, especially if you're going through a record label, like you just said, they talking about they account for damaged goods and they account for all of these expenses that don't exist. But yet, if you sign a deal with them, they still gonna take that out of whatever money you're supposed to get.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So
and I'm glad
basically,
you
what you say?
I said,
my bad, I didn't hear that last statement.
I said, and I'm glad you said supposed to get what you supposed
You
to get.
supposed to get.
Right.
Exactly. So a smart person, like I said, man, you know, coming from the Bay, we was hustlers. We wasn't waiting for no record deal. You know what I mean? We was out there in the streets hand to hand with it, and the label seen that, and they picked up artists. You know what I mean? But at a certain point, not only did the label see it, but other regions saw what we was doing, and they duplicated it. You know what I mean? The South, everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
at this point, you know what I mean? It's better to just go back to what you was doing. Bring that fan base. One thing I can say, if I was an artist trying to do it and I just really wanted to get signed to a label, I would blow the fuck up in my area first, and then do like 40 did and some of the other cats did, go to the South, you know, go to some of these other regions that love Bay music.
Right.
And
Right.
blow up there.
It's, you know what? It's like technology is hiding some of the old school tricks that still work today. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you said
that
right
would
there.
still work today, because even though the technology is there, you know what I'm saying, the fact is you can actually make sure more people is hearing you now than you could back then. So those tactics would still work to this day, because, you know, people want to see a face, not just your music.
Right.
You still going to have to be out there. You're going to have to be seen. You're going to have to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Doing shows, shaking hands, making connections. None of that old school shit goes anywhere. The technology is just making it more efficient. But
Right.
you still need to be out there being seen, shaking hands.
Yes. Come on. You saying it. You know what's
You know what
crazy
I'm
is this one discussion, you answered all three questions I wanted to ask you.
Oh, okay. Shit, you.
Hey, real talk.
dig?
I wanted to ask you, could you tell the young and up and coming artists something real about the game, which you just did? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I also wanted to ask you how you felt about technology in the music game, and I just heard that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And the first question I asked you, you feel me? So, man, I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
No, it's all to the good, man. Anything, you know, one thing that, like I said, that was one thing that I always focused on, was trying to make sure the business was right, and, you know, not like doing as much as we could. I mean, my brother did the production. You know what I'm saying? He got to the point where he could do the mixing. We couldn't master it, you know what I'm saying? But we could do the mixing, we could do the recording. We built our own studio. So that already takes everything out of the equation from the money that you would be spending, but it's an investment in yourself. Instead of like trying to find a studio that's going to charge you $50 to $60 an hour, why not put that in some equipment and learn the craft to record, get the equipment, it's damn near you can get it for free online and do
Right.
it yourself. Instead of going to studio, smoking weed and doing dumb shit, invest in yourself. That's going to save you money long run.
Right, real talk, man, real talk. And wise investments. I'm just saying, you know, that's
That's
how
a
we got
wise
here.
investment, man.
For
And
real.
that's and you know what? And as a rapper, man, rapping is a young man's sport, right? So I mean, you can still do your thing as you get older, but at the same time, you know, when you produce music, no one knows how old you are. When you're recording songs, that's going to be, you know, income that you can continue to make regardless if you rapping or not. Or you could be on the back end ghostwriting or arranging or managing. You just need to understand everything about the game
Real
outside
talk.
of just being a rapper. You know what I mean?
You know, you just touched on another subject, AK, we always talk about over here. Why is it that in rap it's like this proverbial age limit. It's like, you know, at a certain point, you too old to rap. Why is it like that in rap?
Here's the thing. It's not that you're too old to rap because your voice don't get old. Look at Jay-Z and some of these other cats that's still doing it. It's not that you're too old, but you got to remember, you know, rap music is targeted to a younger crowd. You know what I mean? To a certain extent, I think when you get older in the game, you just have to make sure your style and how you presenting yourself goes with the times. But you know, if you already in your late 40s and you trying to put your first album out, you probably gonna have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Not because necessarily your music ain't hot, but the reality is, you know, when I say it's a young man's sport, you know, a young person is gonna be able to go out and do shows, you know what I mean, multiple times a week. You know what I'm saying? Catching planes, eating unhealthy, you know what I'm saying, not working out. That's going to have a big impact from a health standpoint to an older cat. Not only that, do you really have time to be doing that shit? You might be a grandpa. I'm not saying that you should not pursue your dreams, but the fact is you got to be able to transition. So it's not that that you can't be older, but you got to have other ways to get income outside of that if you're at a certain age. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. That's a damn good way to look at it, man. A salute, for real.
For real, man. I mean, you have to, because if you think you're going to be keeping up with these 22-year-olds sipping lean and getting high all day, that ain't going to work.
Not at all.
That shit ain't going to work.
Hey,
not
crazy.
Not to mention them little young females that ain't gonna be feeling you no more at a certain point too. And women, believe it or not, they make up a huge market for people who would be buying your music and supporting you. So again, a lot of that still goes into age. Not that you can't do it at a certain point, but it's like, see how many, you know what I mean, 55-year-old pimps you know what I mean?
Right.
They get knocked by the younger one. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to make sure whatever you're doing, if you're going to be having some longevity, to be having other streams of income. Because you're not going to keep up with a 22-year-old if you're 45. That's not going to happen.
Nah, science don't work that way.
It don't work that way. It does not work that way. So that's just my only thought. It's not saying to stop doing it. Just be mature about what you're doing, and also the content that you're doing. If you 45 and you still putting out that same content when you was in your early 20s about shooting people and doing dumb shit, because basically if you that age, that means if you 45 and you still talking about the shit that you did when you were 22, that means you haven't learned nothing.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, that's
you
it
know,
in a nutshell.
You haven't learned nothing. Life has passed you by, and you still talking about the same stupid shit. Your rap, your music, it should have matured. Your story should have matured.
Right. It should have got more detail, more eloquent. You know what I'm saying? You done got older, man. Come on.
Exactly. You should be seasoned. You should be seasoned. So that's why you can listen to a cat like 40 or Jay-Z or whoever who still puts out music, and they in their late 40s or early 50s, however they are, and their music still sound relevant because they not just rapping about the same dumb shit.
That's real talk. Man, AK, I really appreciate the words of wisdom on Bay Life Radio today. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's much appreciated, man. Much appreciated.
For sure. They giving me the red light, but I want to say before we go, is it anybody out there you want to give shots out to? Say what's up to?
Hey, I want to send a shout out to Jeff Quan for hitting me up on this. I want to send a shout out to everybody in the Bay, especially East Palo Alto, Shanti, and check out that it's personal. That $10 from Totally Insane. He just put out an album. It's hot, man. Check that out.
That's what's up. Yeah, shouts out to Jeff Quan by the Pound Media, One World Magazine, and Square Vision for keeping us on the air and linking us up with great icons such as yourself, man. I really appreciate this interview.
I can dig that, man. Well, y'all have a good one, big dog.
For sure, you too. Live on BayLifeRadio.com. That's AK, y'all. Y'all better Google it. In the meantime, time. We about to play this right. Y'all been hearing the loop in the background. Oh yeah, it's about to get gangster. Lean back. Oh, you can turn this one up. Live on BangLifeRadio.com. Thanks, AK.
I'm pissed to break it off as I come through the door. Fuck what you heard, you best to act like you know. Cause if you don't know, then I suggest you mash out. Leave a nigga assed out, woozy from the shells that I pass out. Cause the drama ain't accepted by your truth. I repeat, nigga, you best to act like you knew. On the street, what's the fucking word for the day? Bring your heat, especially if you live in MPA. Cause niggas busting shots, not only with Glocks, but them Eagles. And while my Latin niggas drive Regals, I used to drive a 7.3 cut till it broke down, then it got stolen, and now it's in the impound. But my boy got the golden black Mustang, hitting corner sideways, letting nuts hang. Through the mid, flooding in the G, the Ville in your P, getting torn up in the C. Over the ramp, I'm sliding down the ramp, hitting rub, avoiding 5-0, trying to run up on some D-dub. That's dirty work, just in case you forgot. But AK ripped this track while I'm hitting this pot, right?
I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm saveable, so please don't try to fake this, biatch. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm saveable, so please don't try to fake this.
It's a brand new funk, in fact. Cause the Mac got the funky fat tracks. Everybody in the hood's gonna be bumping that. I thought you knew I'm giving no clues. Am I supposed to? I smoke true and drink more brew than my folks do. Let me show you how it's done on the west side. Niggas rolling bets then jet to the next side. Getting gone is the motto and swallowing the act right. Drinking whole bottles when your Mac's right. Bitches act like they wanna fuck cause they run amok. I gives a fuck about a tramp. Bust a nut and then I vamp over the ramp to see what my niggas up to. The cops like to bust you, so I'ma have to rush through and get the 411 on the barbecue. I heard it's gonna be jumping and a nigga like me hardly knew. That's how we do it in the Bay, cause we nothing nice. I'm coming tight, rolling dice, can't be faded, right?
I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm saveable, so please don't try to fake this, right? I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this.
Push the zap zone overload and roll a stove with some older hoes sliding through the motherfucking scene on them stolen votes. Through PA with no delay. Make way to the liquor store to get yourself some E&J. Now find a spot to get your Mac on. Playing dominoes with them crack bones while the funky track's on. I guess my hustle on daily. Never hang with the shady type cause them hoes ain't ladylike.
Maybe you like to chill with AK and Mac. Hit the way in fact Alizé mixed with that can have you toe back. But that's the way that we supposed to. A true soldier with the truth meaning doja. So go ahead and let your folks hit that brew while I spit gang about this EPA click thing. I thought you knew about the MLB, cause we be major league ballin', I know you feel me, right?
I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm saveable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm fadeable, so please don't try to fake this. I'm saveable, so please don't try to fake this, biatch.
We want to thank y'all for logging in to BangLifeRadio.com. Stay tuned, we got more good music coming up. Oh yeah, it's the throwback.